In this video, I'm going to talk about the only credit cards that you'll ever need. And by the way, guys, I love credit cards, but I don't love my credit cards solely for the fact that they give me either cash back or points, or I get these sign-up bonuses. But I love credit cards because this is one of the easiest ways to establish your credit and get an excellent credit score, which helps you to get pretty much anything you want. So for example, if you want to get into real estate investing, or even if you just want to buy your own home, having a good credit score is going to be very important. And it's going to be one of those factors that could either mean you getting approved for a mortgage or not, and also determining the rates and also the interest that you will pay on those loans. Now, this is why I've chosen to use the simplest credit cards, the ones that give you cash back and give you a sign-on bonus, but also I stay away from credit cards that come with annual fees because my aim isn't to get credit cards that give me any airline points on every purchase I make, but then on the flip side, it requires me to pay $500 in an annual fee because usually, unless you're purchasing a lot of stuff every single month, then the points that you're going to be getting for airfare or even the cash back won't really change your financial situation. Now, I know a lot of people may say, well, Ian, how can you prove that these 5 credit cards that you're going to be talking about today are any good? I'm actually going to show you guys my credit score in this video, something that I've never done before, and I'm going to give you guys a little history on my credit. So this is my phone, as you guys can see here, and I'm in the Chase app, and I'll be using the Chase Credit Journey. And no, I don't pay for Credit Karma or any of those services because I think it's just an added cost and I don't need to pay for it. Chase will give me my credit score for free. And also, if you have Discover or the Discover app, you can also get a FICO score from that app, and they give you different credit scores from different scoring models. So you'll always have an idea of what your credit score is and you can track it that way. So we're gonna be looking here, and in Chase Credit Journey, as you guys can see right now, my credit score is just above 750. I hope you can see that. And what's even more interesting here is if you go back or if you go down just a bit, you can see that the age of my oldest credit account is only 2 years and 9 months, which is poor, but this means that I got my credit score from nothing or the lowest possible score, which was a 350 to a 750 in less than 2 years and 9 months. Now, you may be saying, well, Ian, if I had 2 years and 9 months, I'm sure I could also get my credit score to a 750 easily. And that may be true because it was nothing hard, but if you actually go and think about this, or I'll show you guys right here, I'll scroll all the way back to the start of my credit. And actually in the Chase Credit Journey app, it can only go back to May of 2020. But as you guys can see here, in May 2020, my credit score was still over 700s. So this means that within the first 12 to 13 months of even establishing my credit from nothing, I had a credit score of over 700. If I never got a second credit card and also used my personal credit as a guarantor for a business credit card, and also got a mortgage and some additional pulls on my credit, I'm sure that I would have a credit score of around 800 right now. Now, if you're saying, well, Ian, getting your credit score over 700 in just 12 months or less was very good, maybe you're also wondering what I did to pull this off and the secret. Now, within that first 12 months, I only had 1 credit card. I don't have a car note, I didn't do anything crazy, and I have multiple pulls on my credit. But all I had was 1 simple credit card, which I still have right now, and another trick that I talk about in my credit videos, which helped me get a very good credit score. So this is why I'm going to show you guys 5 of the best credit cards, or the only 5 that you really need to get your credit up if your main goal is to simply build your credit up and have a really good credit score. And by good credit score, I'm talking about anything over 750. Now, before I tell you guys, or I show you guys rather, the 5 credit cards that I think are the only credit cards that you really need to have to get a good credit score and get the things that you really want, just a very quick reminder here, if you are new to this channel, my name is Ian, and on this channel, I talk about ways to make money. I talk about bank accounts, credit cards, crypto, investments, and just about everything to do with personal finance. So if you like these videos and you like these types of topics, be sure to give the video a thumbs up. It is completely free to give this video a thumbs up. It won't cost you anything. I'll also really appreciate it. This is free info and it won't cost you a thing to hit the like button. Also, be sure to subscribe with the notifications on. That way you never miss the updates of when I post new videos. which is almost every day on this channel. So the first credit card on this list was the very first credit card I got, and this is the Discover It Secured credit card. Now, I know this doesn't look like the Discover It Secured credit card displayed here, but this credit card is actually the same thing. I just chose one of the custom images that they had. I really like the New York skyline, so I chose that one for this card. Now, this credit card was very important, and I strategically chose this credit card to be my first credit card because not only was this a secured credit card, but it was at the time one of the very few secured credit cards that would graduate into an unsecured credit card and not charge you any annual fees. Now, let me break this down a bit more so you guys can understand exactly what's happening here, right? So you can go at any bank or any credit card company, you can apply, you can get a secured credit card. However, when you get that secured credit card and you use it to build your credit up and you want to get a normal unsecured credit card that doesn't require a deposit, then you would have to probably close the secured credit card account and then go and apply for the new unsecured credit card. Now, what happens when you do this is that if you close the oldest credit account you have, that is actually really bad for your credit and will ding your score by a lot. And it's also going to create a hard inquiry on your credit again by you applying for another credit card. So the main goal was to get a credit card that I would never have to close because it doesn't have an annual fee. So even if I don't like using this credit card in the future, I can still keep it open, keep the account open because it doesn't cost me anything. And secondly, I wouldn't have to in 6 to 9 months apply for a new unsecured credit card because this one would graduate and I'll still get my deposit back, and this would just be a regular credit card moving forward in my wallet. So that was the main objective behind getting this credit card. Now, some other perks that came with this credit card was that I got 1% in cash back on everything I purchased. In addition to that, they also doubled my cash back in the first year, which was really good. Now, earlier on in the video, I mentioned that this is the only credit card I had which got my credit score to a 750. However, there was one other thing that I did that really boosted my credit in the initial stages, and I'll save that for the end of this video, so stick around for that. And that's kind of my little secret hack on how to quickly increase your credit score without doing anything crazy like taking out a car note or taking out a loan or applying for a bunch of credit cards. Now, if you're wondering how I use this credit card, I kept my utilization super low with this credit card. So what I did was I made a deposit of $250, which gave me a credit line of $250 to spend. And so at first I decided that I would keep my utilization below 10% and just spend less than $25 on the card. But I really wanted to get my credit moving faster, so I decided to deposit the maximum amount, which was $2,500, and then 10% of that would be $250. So I ended up keeping my utilization below $10, which meant that my utilization was always at like 0.5%. So then I literally used this credit card for one purchase every month, and that purchase was always less than $10. Now, this credit card is good for all the reasons that I just mentioned, but also if you don't have a credit score or it's very poor, you can get approved for this one once you have a deposit. So this is a really good first credit card to have, and I still use this credit card because it did graduate to an unsecured credit card, and it now gives me 2% on fuel and restaurant purchases and 1% on everything else. So still a fairly good credit card. It doesn't have any annual fees, so there's no cost to keeping it open, and I'm gonna hold on to this credit card for as long as I can think. Now, let's move on to the second credit card that I have here, and I'm gonna cover the numbers, but this is a credit card that I think is really good and should be included in your wallet, and this is going to be the Chase Freedom Flex. Now, Chase actually has two Freedom cards. They have the Freedom Unlimited and they have the Flex. You can choose whichever one you want, but I think this one is going to give you more value if you are the average spender or average person, because this has 5% rotating categories. And what this means is that, for example, in 2022 for the first quarter, January, February, and March, you get 5% on all purchases made at grocery stores and also 5% on all purchases made through PayPal. Now, in the second quarter, which is going to be like April, May, and June, they may switch this up and offer something else, and you can actually look for the cash rewards calendar. So to get an idea of what this could be, you can look back in 2021. And so in 2021, in the first quarter, it was wholesale clubs, internet, cable, and phone services, streaming services as well. In the second quarter, it was gas stations and home improvement stores. In the third quarter, it was grocery stores and also streaming services again. And the final quarter of 2021, it was Walmart purchases made using PayPal, or Walmart purchases and PayPal rather. So you can get 5% in these categories when you spend with this card. And also as a perk, this card comes with a sign-on bonus of $200 at the time of making this video. So you'll get to $200, or you'll get $200 free once you spend $500 in the first 3 months. So I think this was really a good deal or good value. And again, this card comes with no annual fee, so you can hold on to it for as long as you like. You'll never pay an annual fee, and this card actually has a lot of other perks. So for example, if you shop at a pharmacy, you get 3% in cash back all the time. If you dine in at a restaurant, you also get 3% in cash back all the time. So it does have a lot of perks. I won't go into all the perks because this video is more about credit cards that will help you to establish a good credit score. But I think this is a good credit card to get after your first credit card because it offers you very good value, in my opinion. It doesn't charge you an annual fee. And I think that your second credit card should be a really good credit card that gives you good incentives for a very long time. And it also offers you a good amount of rewards while you now spend more money while you're trying to build your credit. Now, if you look at the credit card market, there aren't many other cards like this. There are a few, but if you check the ratings online based on other users, this is actually one of the top picks for a rotating category credit card. Now, I'll say this credit card is a bit harder to be approved for than other credit cards because Chase has a bunch of rules. And I think it's best if you have a credit score of 710 or over for a very good chance of being approved for this credit card. So it is important that you really establish your credit before applying for this one. Now, this next card is optional, but if you're watching my videos and you're still watching this far into the video, chances are you have a side gig or a small business, or you're about to start one because this channel's content is about making money. So the next card is the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited credit card. And just like the Flex, you have the option of getting a card that gives you 5% in select categories or a flat rewards card of 1.5%. Now, for my business purposes, the 5% categories weren't anything I would be spending a lot on, so I decided to go with the Business Inc. Unlimited, and this card is actually very good. Now, I've covered a lot of business credit cards on this channel, but I think this one is one of the best, or at least in the top 10 business credit cards because it gives you good cash back. Chase usually gives you a reasonable credit line, which can be increased without additional pulls on your credit. And the card even came with a sign-on bonus of $750. Now, this credit card is relatively easy to get once you have established your credit and you have a legitimate business. You also have a good relationship with Chase, and this could be the perfect first business credit card because of the perks and bonus, and it also comes with no annual fee. Additionally, you can combine the points from this and your personal Chase credit card and then redeem them for cash, so it makes that easier as well to stack your cash back. So if you need a business credit card, look into this one because you may really like it. Now, the next credit card that you may need is a flat cashback credit card. And I actually was thinking about getting the Citi Double Cash Rewards credit card, but I never signed up for it because I never really needed it, although it was something that I wanted because it would offer 2% in cash back on every purchase. So if I wasn't getting 2% on my Discover card and I wasn't getting the 5% on my Chase card, then I would prefer to get 2% on anything else that I purchased. However, I didn't like the fact that this credit card didn't come with a sign-on bonus. Now, luckily, I didn't apply for that credit card. However, it is still a good credit card. In my opinion, it's one of the top picks, but there's also a similar card, and this is the Wells Fargo Active Cash Card. And this is a unlimited 2% rewards credit card, which means that you get 2% in cash back on everything you purchase. Now, I think either of these cards are good. However, if I were to choose one, I would go with the Active Cash Card from Wells Fargo, because with the Citi Double Cash Card, you get 1% when you purchase, and then you get the other 1% in cash back when you actually pay your credit card bill. If you go with Wells Fargo, you get 2% unlimited all the time. Now, even though I think this is a good credit card to have, and it could possibly be the next credit card after the secured credit card and the Chase card, I don't have this card because I don't necessarily have a need for it right now. My other credit cards keep getting automatic limit increases. And again, my main focus is not to get cash back or rewards or travel points from my credit cards. The rewards are a nice perk, but the main goal here is to use them to get an excellent credit score. So all of these credit cards in this category right here are high rewards credit cards, and they're good, but I don't think it's necessary for me to get one right now. And for that reason, I haven't applied. But if I change my mind in the future, then I would definitely go with the Wells Fargo Active Cash Card. It also comes with a sign-on bonus of around $200. So that is also another perk of getting this credit card. And also it comes with no annual fees, so you'll never have to pay to keep this credit card open as well. So these are all good credit cards. They are all very good credit cards, but the main reason why my credit went up so fast in 12 months or less, or is so high, is not because of the credit cards or not because of the loans that I took out, but because I focused on the most important part, which was building my credit score. So I kept my utilization low. I strategically applied for credit cards that I knew I would never have to close the accounts because they would never cost me anything. And I would also always be able to get some value whenever I use them. And I also chose credit cards that I knew would give me automatic credit line increases over time without me having to go back and do a hard pull on my credit to increase my credit line. And then of course, I paid all my bills on time. So the main takeaways are that one, apply for a good credit card where you'll never have to close them because they don't cost you anything. Secondly, you want to keep your utilization low. You want to keep it less than 10% ideally. And if you're like me and you want the best possible credit score, then you can keep it at around 1%. Thirdly, always pay your credit cards in full every single month so you don't get charged any interest. And don't apply for credit cards that you know you're going to close in 2 to 3 years. Only apply for credit cards where you know that even if you don't need to keep using the credit card, it won't cost you anything and you don't have to close the accounts, especially if it's going to be one of your first credit cards or your very first credit card. So it's that simple, not complicated. This is not rocket science. Anyone can do it. In this video earlier on, I mentioned another tip that I used with one of the credit cards within the first 3 months. And this helped to get my credit up to around 680 in less than 3 months. So this is going to a credit union or a bank and opening a bank account and then depositing, let's say $100 and putting that in a certificate of deposit and then asking them to give you a secured personal loan against that $100 that's in the CD, and then asking them to stretch the payments over 2 years or longer, which means that you just got an installment loan, which is similar to having a car note or a personal loan for only $100 for 2 years. This means that I was paying roughly about $5 per month for the secured personal loan, and this gave me the perfect mix of having a revolving line or having a revolving line of credit and also an installment loan on my credit, which really helped to push my credit up very high so quickly. But again, going into debt or getting a bunch of credit cards or loans wasn't the main goal. The main goal was to get my credit score as high as possible in the shortest amount of time. And if you do the same thing, I'm very sure that you can have a very good credit score within a period of 12 months or even less. So comment below and let me know what you think about these credit cards and also the strategy of building your credit, and if this is something that you'd actually do as well. Now, with that said, if you guys want to apply for any of the credit cards that I mentioned in this video, I'll leave some links down below. You can get bonuses if you use those links to apply for these credit cards. And with that said, all the best with building your credit and getting an excellent credit score, 750 to the 800s. Thank you guys so much for watching. All the best, and I'll see you very soon in the next one.